Hello, this video is about getting better at using MLA style by practicing reading stuff that's written in MLA style. MLA style can feel a bit like a foreign language, and just like how reading in a foreign language makes you better at that foreign language, reading stuff that's written in MLA style can help you get better at MLA. But where do you go to find things that use MLA style? I mean, if you're basic like me, you could Google MLA sample paper, which would lead you to this useful document on Purdue OWL that goes into the nitty gritty of formatting an MLA paper. But what if you want to find the real deal and look at an actual published piece of academic writing that uses MLA citation? One place you could find MLA citation is in an academic journal carried by a college library. An academic journal is basically a magazine, usually published by a university, that comes out a few times a year. MLA is generally used for research having to do with literature and language. Remember, MLA stands for Modern Language Association. So academic journals that focus on literature and language are likely to use MLA. Academic journals that focus on, say, poultry science probably aren't going to use MLA. Kalalu is an example of a journal that does use MLA. You can see here in the guidelines for people who want to have their work published in this journal that they want articles submitted in MLA format. So here's an example of an article about neo-slave narratives published in Kalalu. So how can we tell this article uses MLA citation? There are a few key identifiers. One dead giveaway is the list of works cited at the end of the essay. If there's a list titled Works Cited at the end of the text, it's definitely written in MLA. Another key feature of MLA is parenthetical citation, which usually includes the author's last names and page numbers. Here's an example. So when a reader comes across this in-text citation, they know to look in the list of works cited for the author's last name, and then they can find more information about the source. For example, this in-text citation refers to the author here and the page number here. We go to the end of the article and the list of works cited, and you can see the author's last name by looking alphabetically. If you have a ton of citations, you'd be lost if these weren't alphabetized. So the in-text citations are provided because the reader will expect to know where the information and viewpoints in a piece of writing comes from. So they will expect in-text citations for all of these references. And this one's easy enough. We see that it's a citation for another edition of Kalalu. So we could go to a library or database and look up that issue, turn to the page numbers, and find the source so we could read it for ourselves. So that one was pretty straightforward, but this next one is a little more hidden maybe. It's more difficult to notice because there's not a parenthetical citation with the author's last name and page numbers. But you'll notice they tell us the author's last name right here, Ta-Nehisi Coates, so his last name is Coates. Then we look in the list of works cited under Coates, and we see more detailed information about how to find the source. It's from a magazine, a web magazine online called The Atlantic. It was published in June 2014, and here's the web address to get to it. All right, let's do one more that's a little bit complicated. So here we have a source that's by Stuart Hall. The author's name is right here. So that's why it's not in parentheses in the parenthetical citation at the end of the sentence. Although it does say cultural in the sentence for some reason. And the page number 222. So why is the word cultural in quotation marks in the parentheses at the end of the sentence? Well, if we look in the list of works cited, we see Stuart Hall, the author, and then we see two sources by Stuart Hall. So this straight line with a period means that Stuart Hall also wrote this article in the New Left Review, and then Stuart Hall also wrote Cultural Identity and Diaspora which is an article from Identity. So the word cultural is put in quotation marks because that citation is referring to this specific entry, cultural identity and diaspora. Cultural is the first word. So the word cultural is in quotation marks in that in-text citation because cultural is the first word of the source here. So it's telling us that it's referring to this article by Stuart Hall and not the article Negotiating Caribbean Identities, which is also by Stuart Hall. So to review, reading actual published writing that uses MLA style can help you to better understand it. MLA style is often used in academic writing focused on language and literature. Academic readers expect sources of information and viewpoints to be cited. Reading texts that use MLA means looking for in-text citations that tell the reader where to look in the list of works cited, along with the page number of where to find information in the original source. Readers can then investigate the source on their own, assuming it's a book or article or something that's available to them. All right, so I hope this video was useful in showing you how to find and read sources that are written in MLA style. And I hope it's convinced you that doing that can help you to become better at using MLA style yourself. All right, bye.